Next, we have Andrei Demchenko, spokesperson for the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine, joining us. Mr. Andrei, can we speak with you now? Yes. Welcome, Mr. Andrei.
Greetings to the studio.
Mr. Andrei, I would like to start with a traditional question, which I suppose is quite fitting for this morning slot. Could you please tell us how are things currently looking at the Russian-Ukrainian border, the Russian-Belarusian border, and the Ukrainian-Belarusian border regions at this moment?
Well, these are two different directions with different situations, because along the border with Belarus, there aren't really any unusual situations or what we've observed before, that there was some buildup of forces on the Belarusian side near our border. This is not being observed now. Likewise, there are no attacks on Ukrainian territory coming from Belarusian territory. The border with Russia is a completely different situation. There are daily attacks both in the Chernihiv region, in the Sumy region, and in the Kharkiv region. And in certain directions, the enemy continues to show activity, trying to attack the positions of our soldiers, attempting to probe sections of the border in order to later intensify their offensive actions and advance deeper into the territory of our country. But again, in the defensive sectors where units of the State Border Guard Service are located, and especially in those most active and most threatening directions where the enemy has recently been trying to attack our positions and our soldiers to advance deeper into the territory of our country, the enemy is unable to do so and instead suffers heavy losses.
Mr. Andrei, if I may ask you, can we single out a particularly difficult section along the Ukrainian-Russian border? Well, of course, I mean this specifically from a security point of view.
Well, these are the borders, if we talk about the Kharkiv region, the borders of the Vovchansk community, because this includes the direction of the settlement Vovchansky Khutori, where small enemy infantry groups continue to make attempts to advance. This also includes the direction of the settlement of Ditiarne and the direction of the settlement of Rybelkain. All of these are also within the borders of the Vovchansk community. But again, on these last two directions near this settlement, the enemy is probing our defensive capabilities directly along the border, trying to break through the border and further expand their actions to advance. In Sumy region, these are the borders of the Khotin and Yunakivka communities traditionally, where again the enemy is most active in their attempts to advance, trying to come up with various tricks in order to seize more territory and get behind our soldiers. But again, both within Kharkiv region and within Sumy region, the enemy's losses are quite significant. But we see that unfortunately, the enemy does not care about their own people and continues to drive them into these meat grinder assaults. And their objective is the same, to advance at any cost.
Mr. Andrei, again, to the extent that this is open information for disclosure, may I ask how far the gray zone extends into the territory of the Russian Federation along the border?
Well, understand that we detect the enemy not only directly at the border. Our guys are actively working using various types of unmanned aerial vehicles to respond in a timely manner to any enemy actions attempting to approach our border, of course, on Russian territory, as well as to detect enemy positions and means of attack that the enemy uses to shell our territory. And of course, the identification and detection of a wide variety of armored combat vehicles and various other types of military transport equipment in order to effectively strike and completely neutralize them and not allow the enemy to establish any form of reliable or effective logistical supply lines, or set up fortified shelters where they could safely amass their personnel. And this work is done every day, and here we must give credit to every Ukrainian soldier who carries it out, because in fact the border with Russia, both within the Sumy region, Kharkiv region, and Chernihiv region, is quite an extensive area that we have to control and constantly monitor, since the enemy is well, insidious, and in reality, the border with Russia is essentially a front line, in some places with active combat, in others without.